皆さんこんにちは We are in the last process, which is the texturing process, and we will left with the rendering is just a few minutes. Anyways, in this process, you will learn something new, something cool. You will learn some techniques that you will never learn if you don't watch tutorials, obviously. Anyways, I will start by texturing the roof. It should be pretty simple. I'm just using some simple texturing stuff, like procedural texturing and some of the images for the textures. Anyways, we have the principal PSDF. Turn the color into this values. You can copy my settings, but like dive into it. And I will add a noise texture, as you can see, noise texture, and I will add another node because we couldn't just plug it into the normal straightforward like this. We need a bump node and use the factor as a height for the bump node and plug the bump node into the normal. So we have a normal data. And with Control T for the noise texture, you can add a texture coordinate and mapping and use the object coordinate to control the texture, the noise texture, and make the strength a little bit subtle, not too much, like a little bit. Anyways, and I will add a color ramp, and I will use this color ramp as roughness for my texture. Anyways, and I will use the same noise texture as a roughness. So press Ctrl Shift T so you can duplicate it with while it's connected, something like this, and start by playing with the scale and detail and stuff like this. As you can see, the roughness is getting a little bit good. Anyways, I will just start by playing with the values in the color ramp. You can add a map range node if you don't like color ramps, but I like it. It's more visual appearing. It's okay. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Just play with it. And I will play with the scale to make it a little bit bigger. As you can see, you can flip the color ramp stuff. I don't know what sliders. Okay, their name is sliders. And I will duplicate the texture noise texture one more time and the bump node one more time again to add some variety for the texture or the bump. As you can see, and I will add a color ramp to control the texture, the noise texture. So where it's going to be appearing and where it's going not to be appearing, you get the idea. Like, I don't know what their name these like. I have no idea. I have no idea what's they call it. Maybe I will add some variety in the colors. Yep. I will duplicate this color, Control C and Control V here. I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, it's working. And plug the color ramp into the color and add another color with darker values in the same color but a darker values, as you can see, to add some variety in the colors, and it should be okay. Yeah, we're done. Yeah, that's it. And now I will focus on this thing. I don't know what they call it. Also, I have no idea. I'm just doing. Anyways, I'm not perfect at English. My English is too bad actually, because the noise texture is your friend in Blender. You can do everything, literally everything you think of. You can do it with the texture or with the noise texture in Blender. It's going to do anything for you. And add a color ramp to control it, and also the texture coordinate and mapping node. They are working together so you don't mess up the things. As you can see, because the scale here is not perfect, so we need to use the object info to drive the noise texture, so it's going to work perfectly. As you can see, just play with the values. Don't make it totally rough and not totally not rough, like shiny. As you can see, it's looking pretty good. No one will see this top portion, just the sides. I'm using a bump node actually to make it like have slight of bumps, slight of like imperfections, something like this. In the like there is some rust, some some grime, something, you know. Just play with the sliders and also the detail and the texture, the roughness, sorry. Just play with that and play with the strength so it's not like intensive, just slightly, and it's going to work. Yeah, I will now texture this wooding part. This wooding part is going to be a tricky because I don't know. I have some woods here in my PC, but, you know, every time I need to make a tutorial, I need to download the woods textures and stuff like this. I don't know where they are. So yeah, my PC is full of textures, but where, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not totally organized. So anyways, I will start here by unwrapping. The unwrapping is a painful job to unwrap stuff. So I'm doing just a simple unwrap with the what they call it, either the blender automatic unwrapping stuff. Yeah, anyways, I'm here. I'm searching for the brightness and contrast node to add some contrast here, and you know, to make it a little bit cooler, and with the hue saturation decrease the saturation a little bit, and it's going to be good actually. But you need to perfectly unwrap it because it's going to be a little bit not good. Blender crashes, so yeah. Anyway, so hopefully we are good. Every time you do anything, please Control S to save your progress. If you do something wrong, you know, maybe Blender will crash on you. And I will duplicate the same material from this one to this long wood stuff and unwrap it with the cube projection, and it's going to be good because it's simply a cube. So yeah, just play with the scale and until it sees good, or just go to the texture itself here. I'm just searching for the texture because I have too many textures here, and yeah, voila, we're done. And just scale it here in the edit mode in the UV editor, and it's good actually. And apply the same material here also, and unwrap this with the smart UV unwrapping feature. Okay, linked material, and maybe this one is not going to work because this wood here isn't the perfect thing. I will duplicate the material so it's not affecting the other materials, and I will start by playing a little bit with the UVs. Rotate them maybe. I know, it's we have too many geometry here, so that's why it's not going to unwrap perfectly as we might need. Maybe I have some textures here. Maybe, who knows? I have something. Maybe this black one. I will use that black one, definitely. I have some textures. You will find these textures in the description, so you can download them for free and use them. I have plenty of textures right now in this material. So I will start by plugging the texture coordinate and the mapping node to all of them and try them one by one. And I will see which one will work. I have to plug it into the colors and to the color input. And this one is not working. Maybe this one will work. Could be. Maybe. And this one, let's see. You have this one. Oh, this one is good. This one, okay. I'm interesting in this one. This one is too dark. Maybe I will play with the contrast and brightness here. This value is sensitive a little bit. Maybe duplicate it and plug it straight into this thing. Oh, maybe the mapping isn't perfect. Oh, I don't have any texture. Control Z to undo all of these. That's why it's not working. Yeah, now it's working, probably. Okay, plug it straight into this. Okay, this one is good. This one, yeah, this one is good. Let's see this one. This one definitely is not going to work. This one, maybe this one. I like this one. And start by adding meta, enabling the meta. Okay, I see. I have some of the geometry like glitching here, so I need to just move it back. Turn off the proportional editing. Okay, maybe enable the snapping tool and merge all of these by distance. maybe. Okay, that's why it's causing some seams here. I need to select all and smart UV unwrap again, and we should be perfect. Should be perfect. And scale it up. Okay. Delete this face because we don't need it. And by distance, yeah, I did by distance. It's for 24 vertices merged, and now we are good. Just merge every vertice by distance and manually, of course, to make sure everything is working. And now we have a perfect unwrapping, which is pretty good actually. And yeah, it's pretty good. This texture is working. And as I said, maybe here I will unwrap it again. Maybe I'll add some seams. Mark seam, as you can see, and I will select this rim of face vertices or edges and mark seam also, and do that in the other side. You unwrap. Maybe this unwrap will be good. And don't do my mistake because I scaled everything, so don't scale these. Make them just a little bit because they are going to be perfect squares. And now we have a perfect thing. And also enable the mirror in the texture because yeah, so you can't see the seams. And play with the sliders and Control Shift to view the texture here. And yeah, maybe this one, like so. The darker values is the completely shiny, and the white values is completely rough. So maybe you need to flip them so you have less shininess and too roughness, too much rough. Adding a gradient texture to give some darker values in the feet here, and plug this texture coordinate into the gradient texture so you can play with the rotation and the scale and the positioning of this thing. I'm adding mix texture or mix color. Sorry, mix texture. Okay, mix color, and make the color one is the gradient, and the color B is our texture, wood texture. And start by playing with the rotation here. We need. Why I'm plugging the UV, I need the object coordinate. We should be good. Just play with the rotation here, the Y rotation, as you can see. I'm playing with it. Make it B spline so we have smooth transition. Maybe ease, I have no idea. And play with the X values and turn all of these 0 because we don't need any distortion or anything. And yeah, as you can see, maybe now we're good, but it's a little bit sharp. I don't want it to be pretty sharp, so I will add some values here so to make it a little bit not too sharp. As you can see, just play with the colors until it looks good enough. Maybe something like this. Yeah. And play with the position in the X and make sure it's good. And I forgot, you need to turn it into multiply in the mix color, so it's multiplying the darker values on the brighter values, you know, get the point, like it's wet. And yeah, you know. And now maybe I will texture this this share. As you can see, I will apply the same wood texture here, as you can see, and I will duplicate it so I can play with it. And I will replace this texture with my own textures where they are. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they are here. Yeah, they are here. I will add this texture. You'll find it in the description, by the way, so you can download it for free. Or you can download it from Google or Unsplash, Pixels, Pixabay, any open source website, and play with the UVs a little bit. to get something that looks good enough. And also for this bottom thing that you can sit on, as you can see, the texture is working properly, and we have some reputation by, yeah, I don't care. And this texture that I'm using is from Enviro Elements. This is not sponsored, but they have a perfect amount of textures and they are pretty high quality. Some of them 100 megabytes for some reason. This is too much for a texture. A single texture, 100 megabytes. Oh my god. It's not a negative, but it's negative for me because I don't have Wi-Fi. That's the reason. And maybe for these feet, also I'm using the same texture because it's perfect. And I will just rotate it to match up the rotation of these feet. Okay, they're looking perfect now. Not perfect, but okay, they are okay. And I will add what they call it, a gradient texture or gradient node to add these wet stuff. And I'm using color ramp to control the stuff. This one is going to be a roughness. Okay, I will add the same idea, adding the texture itself as a roughness. As you can see, just play with the sliders until it looks very good. It's not good now, but the texture is kind of off for some reason. It's not working for me really well. For the close-up shots, it's not going to work anyways. As I said earlier, and I will use a color ramp to control it and mix it with the image texture with the mix color and set it to multiply again and put the texture itself into the color B and the gradient node into the color A. Or you can add it as a factor, so you don't need to play with it. So yeah, or add the factor at 1. Like you have the choice. Anyways, and I will duplicate this one and add it to the other textures as well. And I need to flip it here because we have okay. And yeah, we're pretty much done with this share. Maybe I will go through and I will duplicate the same material to this one, and simply I need just to unwrap the smart UV unwrapping feature in Blender. It's helping me to like so much, helping so much. You can see we have perfect thing. Maybe it's not perfect, but it's okay. And for this trash bin, just simply unwrap it as usual, and I will use the other texture, the black one that I've used for the main support poles. Yep, anyways, it's good. And I will go to the windows and I will show you a perfect trick to make transparent windows for EV and cycles both. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's it's very optimized for your PC, so you can't you can use normal transmission with the roughness 0 and stuff like that, but it's a little bit too extensive on your PC. And I will show you a perfect trick how to make a glass windows. So yeah, let's create a new material and call it glass. And as you can see, I'm lagging a little bit. Anyways, make sure it's assigned to your windows, and I will add a transparent PSDF and a glossy PSDF. Okay, search for the glossy and mix shader, of course, to mix these two shaders together. Okay, maybe you need light path and use the shadow ray is the factor here, but it doesn't matter. You can play with the factor yourself. Doesn't need to be good. And don't forget to enable the transparency here with the alpha blend or alpha hashed in the material. As you can see, it's working now. Just I need to play with the roughness to be 0, and I will play with the factor myself. As you can see, it's transparent. It's transparent, guys. Simply, it's transparent. It's okay. It's good. I'm just adding a texture, but I will play with it later on. I want to add a texture, so it's not. And here for the chair, I will add some bump because I forgot to add bump here to add you know, like it's popping up. I'll move to the sign and give it a new material and add a metal texture for these. No, just Ctrl C, Ctrl V to apply it to all other ones. Link material. And this one also need to be having the same material. This one another material because it's a little bit shiny and it's not dark. As you can see, maybe something like this. I will add a bevel to it later on. So yeah. Yep, I will add a bevel modifier, guys, as I said, and make it a little bit. Apply the scale if you have a difficult time playing with it. As you can see, it's good, and make the color a little bit darker, not too much, a little bit. And for the sign, the glowing sign, I need some text. Of course, I will search in the internet and I will drag it here. Yep, I need some texture for this one, and I will apply a texture that I downloaded from the internet here, so it's appearing here anyways. And I will add a mix color, and I will see I need a texture to shader to RGB. Yep, something like this. And I need to play with maybe the unwrapping. Let's search for this texture because it's not appearing for some reason. Maybe not mix, maybe multiply. Search for this texture as I said. Yep, fixing the unwrapping, but it's not working. I'm having a slight of an issue. Maybe I'll use the main principle PSTF. It's not working for some reason. Maybe I will add it here. Shift A and add images as planes, and add this one as image as plane. Yep, maybe this one is good. And maybe this one also give it a metal material. And the same materials that we have, a glowy material also and metal material. So it's, yeah, I forgot to name, it's named sign. And I will select these faces that I need to be shiny and assign the material for them. And as you can see, it's good. For the ground, I need to search for an asphalt material because it's need to be asphaltish, you know. I will name it asphalt. And I have a texture for the asphalt, but it's not good enough. But anyways, I will unwrap this one. It's not good. The unwrapping here is not good. Maybe I'll unwrap it from the view. I will go to the top view and unwrap it maybe. I will see. I will play with it. It's good enough, but I will go to the top view and you project from view. And as you can see, it's going to be good. Yep, now it's good. And you just play with it and enable the mirroring here, so we don't have any issue with the seams. This is a cool trick that I've learned in the past few years, and it's working. Yep, it's good. And I will add just a roughness here from the texture. I will play with sliders here, maybe flip them, maybe no. It's good. I would add the bump node, plug into the normal, and the factor into the height, or the color to the height. And it's good. Okay. Maybe a hue saturation node. And yep, to make it slightly darker. And okay, it's okay. Not perfect, but it's doing the job done actually. I forgot all of those, so I didn't texture them, unwrap them with the cube projection. They're looking pretty. Yep, and this one need to have wood texture and rotate them so they are facing the right direction. Maybe go to the material view so we can see them perfectly because I don't see them. Maybe like this. Yep. It's good, it's good, I like it. And for the pool itself, just a simple metal material, and the wires also simple shiny metal material. And maybe I will play with this one. I will make it a little bit brighter and copy it to the other wire. Maybe this one need to be bluish and something like this because it's too dark. And for the ground of our field, I have a texture on my PC. Is a dirt texture, as you can see. And I will just play with the scale of it. And yeah, it doesn't matter because no one will see it. No one. I will just apply some bump here. Okay. To give it a slight of push up, you know. And it's good, it's good. Okay, to hide some of these white values. And this one, copy the same material and apply the emission to these faces. Select them one by one and assign the emission. We are left with this with the cloth stuff. Maybe I will play with it later on. And guys, for the cloth texture, I have this texture right here, and also I have a writing texture, so we can multiply it or like add it on top of the cloth. I've already set up the cloth texture, which is the image that you've seen, and a hue saturation node, which is saturation is pretty low, and add a mix color node, and you can use the multiply option, so you can multiply the words on top of the cloth, and just play with the factor and also swipe them if they are not working sometime, and use the object coordinate. Maybe just play with it until you see it's working. Maybe the alpha, and invert it with an invert color, and yeah, it's working right now. Just plug the UV coordinate so we can UV unwrap it later on. Or maybe now it's working. Maybe you need to enable the clipping option so you don't have any duplication around the texture, so you have just one copy of this texture, so it's not tiling or something. No. And also you can add another mix color, so you can add any color to the writing. For example, I need the red, as you can see, as the reference image, and it's good, pretty good. You can play with the factor here for the mix color, and maybe you can play with the blending modes. Maybe you can use the texture itself as a factor, so you have everything's good. Maybe, yeah, I think it's good. Maybe place the factor, the alpha to the factor, so you can define which place is colored and which is not, you know. And we're pretty much done with this cloth. We can just copy the material to the other one, and yeah, we're done. As you can see, the scene here is quite intensive, but you know, I've made it as optimized as I can, and you can see link material, and we have it for both. And also for this one, I told you I will play with it. I've added a bevel and a subdivision modifier. You can see the settings, and also I enabled some proportional editing, and by selecting some vertices, just play with the placement of them. Yeah, you know, like move it up and down and stuff, you know, like unusual stuff. And as you can see, for the texture, I have this specific texture, which is a wall, a yellow wall texture. I've downloaded from Enviro Elements. It's pretty cool. I just plug it and it's working pretty fine. And also, to give it some like wetty, something like this, you can plug the texture into a roughness, a color ramp through the roughness, and also add an ambient occlusion. You can see the effect of this ambient occlusion is pretty cool. Just multiply it over the texture itself into the color, into the input color. And as you can see, it's working pretty much. And don't forget to add some bump, not too much. And also for the snow, I have some cool stuff for you guys. So let's create a new file. I will create a shape just to introduce you this this add-on in Blender. It's native in Blender called Real Snow, so you can just go to Edit Preferences and search for it. I will search for it right now. Real Snow, or just write Snow. you can just enable it and go to this right corner here or right menu, and you will find a real snow somewhere here, because I have too many of the add-ons. Just click add snow and it's pretty much done. It has no material, so you need to create it yourself. I'm here just adding noise texture with a color ramp so I can control it, and also a bump node so to add some details. Snow, it's not like seamlessly flat and smooth. No, there is some kind of like touches. You need to plug the factor or the color to this to the height, not the strength. Okay, so it's gonna work. Maybe you need to lower down the details and the strength of the bump node so it's settled.